How many times have you seen this? Or this? Or even this? Chances are that you have encountered this once or twice in your Rocket League career and asked yourself, what if there was this magical feature implemented into the game that would allow me to get through to my teammates and let them know what it is that I'm about to do? Well, since Psyonix and Epic Games are not planning on fixing voice chat anytime soon, let's go ahead and break down how you can communicate like a pro without ever having to talk to your toxic teammates. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be breaking down communication in Rocket League. Many of you might already be thinking to yourselves that it is impossible to communicate with the average solo queue player. And while it is trickier than communicating at LAN events, it is far from impossible, and there are many subtle things that you could be doing to convey information to your team. In this video, we are going to be breaking down the difference between solo queue and tournament comms and show you how you can draw influence from both versions in order to help you play at peak efficiency. My name is Sabi. I have over 10 years of professional coaching experience and a master's degree in sports psychology. And by the end of this video, I'm going to have you reading the game better, causing less chaos on the field, and winning more games. But before getting into the video, if you've ever wanted to take your game to the next level, then consider booking a one-on-one coaching session with either myself or another one of the GamersRdy coaches. GamersRdy also offers a wide variety of specific courses, from bumps and demos to mastering mechanics. All of this information can be found in the description below. Let's get back to the video. When we think of communication in Rocket League, we might think of either tournament comms,
Help me, yeah, nice. Yeah, time. I'll be mid. If you want zero behind.
messing around with friends,
Listen, warm
or
up round.
Psyonix's flawless voice chat.
I was trying to talk, and I actually just own goal and said, "Yo, Shadow, you hear me, buddy?"
Oh no.
Now ask yourself, what do all of these things have in common? Well, they're all verbal forms of communication, which are only available at specific instances and not at all if you're trying to climb the ranks solo. Therefore, we are going to be breaking down this video into two different sections, discussing both verbal and nonverbal communications, so you know how to play like a pro in any situation you might find yourself in. Let's begin with verbal communication. We will be comparing good and bad comms and give you a few tips and common mistakes to start thinking about in order to avoid making them yourself. This video is going to be discussing communication from a highly competitive point of view, so don't feel pressured if you're just having fun with your friends, but either way, you will likely find value from the information presented in this video. So what determines good versus bad communication? Short answer, efficiency. Rocket League is a game where there is a ton of information to absorb at any given moment. This means that we need to be efficient with how we convey information to our team, because if you start communicating in full sentences, you might run into a few problems such as cluttering the comms, talking over your teammates, or not focusing on what is actually important. A very common thing you most likely do when you're playing with your friends is to say something along the lines of, "Good try," "Close one," "Unlucky," "Thanks," "Nice try." The list goes on and on. And while these are all nice to hear in a game, they are far more polite than they are actually necessary. In that time that you told your teammate "nice try" after a missed shot, you could have been communicating your intentions so that your teammates can better react and position accordingly. These are what we call filler words or phrases, and they are usually something that you're doing completely subconsciously and are therefore a bad habit that is going to be very tricky to escape. The very best thing that you can do if you're looking to improve your comms with either a team or a duo partner is to record yourselves while you play and then listen back to it, writing down everything that you guys say that is unnecessary in one column and all the good callouts in another. You will be amazed at just how much clutter you can remove in order to clean up your communication. And while you're already listening to your comms, let's talk about another issue that many players face: lengthy callouts. And there's a very easy exercise that you can immediately start implementing into your games to help with this. Think of a time when you tried to call out something very specific, maybe along the lines of, "I'm rotating back post. Crap, never mind, I got demoed. You guys don't have a third man anymore." This is a lot of very helpful information, but as highlighted previously, this does more harm than good because of the time it takes to say it. So instead, take this sentence and try to begin chipping away at it. How can you get the exact same information across while taking away a few words? You could, for example, reduce it into something like, "Going back, demoed, no third," which would be a great step in the right direction, but try to go even further. Are there different words that you're not using that could get the same point across? Or is there even a completely different way that you could be saying the exact same thing? For example, The call out for this exact situation that I use with my teams is help, which means I was in a good spot, but something unpredictable happened and I can no longer cover that option effectively. So with this in mind, you can chip away even more and turn that lengthy call out into something more manageable, such as leaving, back full, help. This shows intention, positioning, and boost amount, while also quickly communicating when things don't go as planned. Try this with some of your most common phrases and see how you can make them as short as possible to clean up your comms. But before getting into nonverbal communication, it's time for the question of the day. Today's question is one that floats around the Rocket League community a ton. Hey, I got this and that many hours in the game, and I'm this or that rank. Is that good? Well, if this sounds like you, or you just want a good read, then GamersRdy actually just published an article about this exact topic that you can go ahead and check out. But always remember that everybody is unique and we all learn things at different rates. But the link for the article is going to be in the description if you want to check it out. So up until this point, we have only discussed how you can convey information to teammates who are actually willing to communicate, and people who are actually trying to win the game and give you the best chances at doing so. But how do we deal with the average player that we encounter in solo queue? Well, since we can't send out a Discord link to everyone we play with in hopes that they join, we need a different way of talking to and listening to our teammates. We might not realize it, but every little thing that you do in a game sends out a signal to your team and the opponents. Every time you shift momentum, every time you boost, every time you jump, flip, or dodge, you are displaying intent and communicating with those around you. Nonverbal communication, or body language, plays a critical role in winning games. Let's give a few examples. Let's say you're playing solo 3v3 and you get placed with a duo that is in voice chat with each other. Therefore, they just talk amongst themselves and make no effort of including you in their intentions. They already know who is going for kickoffs and if the other person is following up or not. One simple trick that you can use to gain some additional information is to look at the tires of your teammates before the kickoff. You are not doing anything of note for the first 3 seconds during kickoff anyways, so look to see if your teammates' wheels are facing forward, most likely indicating a cheat, or to either side indicating the intention of going for a boost pad. You can use this to make a more well-informed decision whether you should yourself cheat or go for boost, since in threes you want to make sure that both of these options are being covered by somebody. Another very prominent body language hint you should be looking out for is a teammate dodging back to your defensive half. This usually indicates that they are low on boost and that they are working their way back with no intention of going back for the ball. Remember that if they are upside down or in the air, there is no way that they are going to be able to quickly turn around, which gives you the ability to push forward and pick up the pressure. Hesitation is one of the things we want to avoid as much as possible, because when we hesitate, it really shows. We do a little wiggle dance as we struggle to make a decision of either going for the challenge or waiting, and in that time that it takes you to make a decision, your teammate who's on its way back could have made the call that since, well, you're not going, then he might need to go. And if at that moment you also make the decision to go for the challenge yourself, you're actually the one who has now caused that double commit due to your indecisiveness, even if it was technically your ball to go for in the first place. And to round it all off, I will leave you with one last piece of advice when it comes to reading other players' intentions. If a player is on a defensive rotation, but manages to grab the opponent's corner boost, this sudden increase in boost will often inspire players to rotate back into the play instead of going back. Therefore, you need to learn to read your teammates' body language in order to avoid overcommitting. Hopefully by now, you will have a better understanding of all the intricacies that go into proper communication in Rocket League. These are only a few of the many examples, so try to keep your eye out and see if you can pick up on any other common body language signs. Until next time, good luck in ranked and have a wonderful day.